Thanks for holding the light for me, Freddie.
Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Alright, welcome to part 2 of the LED upgrade. This video I'm going to be changing the bulbs and the climate controls. Had to wait for these guys to come in. And people ask me what kind of bulbs I use, like brand. I pretty much, there's like 3 different kinds. I pretty much just grabbed the cheapest I could off of Amazon or eBay. Alright, I'm going to attempt to take off the climate controls. See if I have bulbs big enough. So first you want to pop this little felt part up here. Get like a little pry tool. And then get that up, and there should be 2 screws. Alright, so once you get this popped up, it'll be like a little thing over here to pop, and then one on this side. You lift it up, and there's like these hinges that hook in the back. So when you pull it out, don't snap those. So now you can get to 2 bolts or screws right there. Alright, so once you get your 2 Phillips head screws out of here, you're going to want to take this and kind of pry outward, and then you'll see there's these tabs in each corner, and those go into the little slots there. Alright, so once you get that off, you're going to have 1 and 2 10mm bolts to pull off for the climate control and radio part. Alright, then for this lower section, you're just going to want to reach under there and kind of pull this outward. And then when you do, inside of there, there's going to be 2 more 10mm bolts. Alright, so for this you can unplug these 3 to make it a little easier, or just get a little extension, and then you can get right to the bolts. There's 1 on each side. Alright, so once you have all the bolts out, now this thing will come right out. Then you can unplug all your stuff. Alright, so then you got these 2 coming off of the climate controls, left and right. The one with the mostly black with the white is on the right side. And then also in the corner you're going to have 2 spots for the antenna. You can see it. The one with the mostly black goes on top, and then the silver one is the bottom plug. They'll just pull right out. And then you got 1 plug right here in the center for that bottom part, and you can take the whole thing out. Alright, so when you get the unit out, on the side here, you're going to have these 2 screws, and then there's these plastic tabs. So what I do is I just loosen these up. Don't take them all the way out, just so you can move this out a little bit so you don't break them tabs off. So once you have the screws out and those loosen up a little bit, this lifts up and you can just pull this part off. Alright, then when you got it 2 sides spread apart, it'll come right off. Alright, so what you're going to want to do is there's 4 screws here to pull this part off, and then a couple little tabs you gotta pry up. Just be very careful and don't break it. I've already taken the screws out, so I'm gonna try to pop it off now. Just gonna pop it, kind of hold it out like that with my finger, and then get this side. There you go, you see it's already popped out. And careful. So if you open it like this, on the bottom, there's going to be a ribbon cable. Be very careful not to just yank that out. And if you want to take it off, you can undo this little clip, put a flathead or something in there really tiny, pop it up, and then the cable should pull out. I'm just going to leave mine like this so I don't have to mess with it. Alright, for these bulbs, you're going to want to change 3 little brown ones with a little flat head, and then these will have a little orange cap on the bulb. The new bulbs will have a whole new plastic piece. So yeah, these come already with the black piece, plastic that you just screw in. So the new one will have 2 little LEDs on it. Hopefully it fits in. If not, I've seen on other videos where sometimes you have to shave a little bit of plastic off with a razor blade. Let's find out if it fits. Alright, got the bulbs in here, here, and here. And this empty one already didn't have a bulb in it, and that's just for the passenger seatbelt light. I don't really care about that. Now let's plug it in to see if I got the polarity right on the bulbs. So after you plug it in, and if the light doesn't work, take the bulb back out and flip it around 180 degrees, and then it should work. Alright. Gauges look pretty awesome still. And you got these over here. Looks so much better than that dull orange reddish color. Alright, now I'm going to open up that other part and see if I have bulbs to fit that. Alright, now for the seat controls and the track and snow button. There's tabs on each side of here. You have to press those in while pushing out. There we go. And then they come right out. Alright, so on these, you just flip it over like that and the bulb will be right there. These are actually smaller than the ones that I have, so I don't have these, but the bulbs that are in here, these little guys, they are actually a white bulb. They're not orange like the other ones. So what you're going to want to do is take like a razor blade or a tiny little pick and try to get these covers off of here. They have like an orange coating on the inside that gives it that color, and then you can scrape that off and then put the little caps back on. So what I'm using is like a little X-Acto knife. You're going to start on the corner. Just be very careful you don't scratch it up. Okay, you're going to want to stick it in there and then kind of peel it up. There we go. See, there's the orange coating. And then you're just going to want to see on the other side where you need to scratch it off. Then you can use a flashlight to shine behind it to see, make sure you got all the orange stuff off. Alright, I don't know if you can see that I kind of got a light flashing behind it. Gotta be very careful when you're scratching this stuff off, because if you go too deep, you'll mess up the black part in between the letters and it'll look scratched and not good. So very lightly scratch it off and just take your time. Alright, got these all put back in there. I don't know if I recommend doing the whole scratching thing. A couple little spots where I went too deep where the black was scraped off. You can go back behind there and flash light through the other side and touch it up with like a little Sharpie or something, but I really don't care. And for the stock radio, pretty sure you can open it up and change the bulbs in there, but I'm not even going to bother because I'm going to be replacing this head unit with something a little newer and updated. Stay tuned for the video on that. Alright, let's get this all put back together. Alright, so what you're going to want to do after you got all your screws and stuff put back in is pretty much put it back in here in the reverse of how you took it off, and then put it back in the car. Alright. Got those in. That's kind of making it look a little ugly, but I'll be replacing that soon with like a touchscreen unit, so I'm not too worried about it. The clock, I don't think you can change that bulb. I'm not too sure. I might look into that. Alright, that's pretty much it then for this video. Looks a hell of a lot better than it did. Makes it look a little bit newer. And then once I get the new radio and stuff, I'll be making a video on how to install that, and I'm gonna be replacing the speakers in here. The front speakers are still good, but the rear ones, yeah, they're not doing so great. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. Like the video. Stay tuned for the next one.